Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are doing this classic look featuring mostly Chanel. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. So we have mostly Chanel, some of the new products I picked up. Also, I did want to compare, I did want to compare a couple of blushes for you because I've had questions about them. So we will look at these side by side. We've got 2 and 68. So we'll look at those. I'm using this palette, number 308. Oops, I recently picked this one up, so I'll use that. I thought that palette is perfect for a red lip because it's so neutral. I do want to throw in a winged liner just because I picked up that Tom Ford recently. Wanted to throw that in there. So let's go ahead to application. We'll talk at the end. I do have on foundation. Now I did put a couple of foundations on. I've got the Le Beige by Chanel in BD51. That's, well, actually, let me start over. I did put that on my whole face, but then I thought the inside of my face is a bit lighter, so I went in with the Clé de Peau, the Radiant Fluid Foundation Matte in the center. I don't know if these play well together. I've got mine in 030, by the way, because there seems to be a little bit more of an emollient property to this property. And so when I put this on top, it did separate a little bit more. So I think I would probably be a bit more strategic next time and apply this in the center and then this on the exterior and not layer them, because my concealer had a little bit of a problem too on top of everything else. So today is one of those days where I was having trouble with my foundation. So a little trick, so I'm planning ahead, a little trick that I do when my foundation is a little bit off or it's not right in terms of like the color balance or it's not looking even. I'm going to go in with a red lip at the end. That really kind of fixes a lot. So I'll show you at the end how it kind of comes together. But I thought we could go in with the eye first. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. It's the Clair Obscur. This palette, so we're going to do something really classic today. So I think a red lip goes really well with that. I've already prepped my eyes with the Hourglass eye primer. So I'm just going to go in with this color right here all over the eye and see how light that really is. Okay, it's not so light on me. It just kind of evens everything out. It's got a bit of warmth to it, which I like. And this is a Wayne Goss number 16 that I got. Let's go in with this color. Let's see what happens. We'll go in with this. It's kind of like a putty color. I've got a Wayne Goss number 17. Yeah, it's more like a mushroomy color. Pretty. Okay, let's go ahead with this one right here. We'll go in and make that a, is my sound on? Okay, it's on. Whew. We're going to use that in the crease. This one right here. Oops, I just applied makeup to the microphone. Okay, I'm gonna take that number 16 brush and just blend. Go to the number 19. I'm going to take this color right here, the more charcoaly color. We're going to take the Tom Ford eyeliner and do a winged liner with this. I'm going to finish the winged liner off camera. Let me know if you want to see like a tutorial of this, but it's, to do it correctly, it sounds weird, but I've got to do it off camera where I'm really close to the mirror. So I'll be back. Okay, so winged liner is on. I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury push-up lashes for mascara, and I went in with actually a Ben for the tight line area, mostly because I couldn't find Noir Intense. I mean, it was in there. I just couldn't spot it as quickly. And then Matte Taupe in the waterline area. And I took a little bit of, where'd the palette go? I took a little bit of this shade and just went under the lash line a bit. So that's how I finished out the eye area. I did have to go in though a little bit with the gray again, just because I had a little bit of an issue with the liner, but I forgot how great that Tom Ford liquid liner is. It is really, really good because you can get a very nice, like a tapered end to the wing, more than any other pen that I've used before, so it's really good. So I thought now would be a good time to compare the blushes because I had questions about this is Rose Bronze against number 68, which is Rose Ecrin, something, 68. So here they are side by side. You can see this one has just a little bit of a, like a bluish tinge to it versus this, but we'll see. I mean, I'll do them side by side. This has just a little bit more warmth from what I can see. But let's try them on. I can smell them though. They do have a fragrance. Let's go ahead in with a Wayne Goss brush that I thought I had with me. I don't have it. I'll be back. I'm back. I love this artist brush for blush. Someone did ask me about the La Mer, the softness of this brush compared to the Wayne Goss. Now, I don't know which one you're referring to, but these artist brushes feel slightly softer, just slightly softer than the La Mer. At least that's my initial evaluation. Okay, so let's go in with this new one first, Rose Bronze. Let's go in on this side with it. It will bring, oh, okay, it does have a little bit of a sheen to it though. It's not shimmery, it's more like a sheen, and it's almost like a duochrome. There's something in there. Yeah, if I bring it up here, I think we're gonna see some texture. Let's see. That's funny because it says Rose Bronze, but I don't know if I'm getting a bronzy tone from it as much as I am like a very faint unicorn glow. Okay, so you know that YSL powder that didn't work that well on me? It is reminiscent of that. Let me see if I can grab it in a second so you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I have a little bit of, just a little bit of texture coming through when I bring it this far up. But it does have, let's build it up a little bit more so you can see. But over here it's fine. I mean, on the side of my face, it's fine. There's just the slightest iridescence about it. Okay. Pretty color. So I'm going to do these. I'm going to put a little bit more than normal just so you can see. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to tell. Okay, so there's that. You can see right away that it does reflect light. Let's go in with number 68 on this side, which I know I love. Yeah, I think this has become my favorite blush brush. This is one I can bring up here without emphasizing texture, which is one of the things I like the most about this blush, is I don't have any issues with placement. Like I can put this wherever and it's fine. In fact, I can use it to color correct a little bit more as well. So here's the difference. We've got 68 on the side, and we have number 2 on this side. You see the finish? It's very different. So it depends on what you want. I mean, the shades are very close, but you just get that iridescence on this side. Very slight. So I hope that helps. So actually what I'm going to do is use these together just to balance it out. So I'm going to take this number 68 and I'm going to place it here to take that iridescence down a little bit right here. Yeah. So if you have texture, I would go with number 68 if you're worried about that. And the reason, again, I bring it this far up is because I do have concealer here, and if I stop right here, it's very distinct in terms of where the blush begins and ends. And so I'll just do this and then I'll powder on the front just to diffuse it just a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm going to take now number 2, the more iridescent, and I'm going to just place it on this part of my cheek where I'm not worried so much about the texture. And then we'll get a little bit of that iridescence. But there is a little bit of like a unicorn kind of element here. It's like a hint of unicorn element. Okay, let me go get that blush or the powder I'm talking about. Okay, this one. And I don't know, so can you see the shift on there? Like I didn't realize what this powder was until I actually looked really closely at this cover of it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's got that like unicorn glow thing about it. So it's this one that you can't really see it in here, but once you put this on, it has that glow. So if you like this one, you're going to like the number 2 because it has that same kind of vibe to it. Okay, then I'm going to take, I'm sorry, I don't know if this is available yet, but the blur powder just to blur the front a little bit. Okay, so let's go in now with a lip. So I'm going to show you how a red lip is going to just fix a lot of things that I wasn't happy with my complexion. I just love a red lip, how it fixes things. So I've got the Hourglass at Dusk. Oh my gosh, I almost dropped it. Let's talk about the look. I love this palette. I think it's really basic, but they all perform really well, all of the shades in there, and I think it's a must-have if you want something basic. Now, I do have, I just remembered, I do have a Victoria Beckham, which is kind of similar to this, as well as a Charlotte Tilbury that's kind of similar, so maybe I should do a like matte neutral palette comparison. Let me know if you want to see that, because I actually didn't remember I had the Victoria Beckham until recently. Someone asked me about it, and I thought, I don't have that, and then I remembered, wait, I do have that. So let me know if you'd like to see that. I'd be happy to do that for you. The blushes, okay, they're both beautiful, but they're different, even though they look very similar. I'm going to say the finish is really what makes them different. So it is a personal preference. What do you like in terms of the finish of your blush? And a little bit warmer. It is a little bit warmer over here, number 68. Or would you like something with a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of a halo effect? It's very faint, but it's there in number 2. So that is the main difference. And I think you can still see a little bit, even though I try to layer them and even them out. This side definitely has more of it. Now, it's nothing like the Hourglass blushes, especially the strobe lighting. I think those are the one that's like marbleized. That one is very like highlight shimmery. It's almost like a highlight and shimmer together, that one. So it's not that at all, but it does have just the faintest glow. So if you like the Hourglass, but it's too much for you, this might be a step in the right direction for you. Beautiful, it just, I prefer a matte blush. So I would pick number 68 over 2, but I'm happy to layer them. I think it looks really pretty. So if you want to forego something like highlighter, but you still want some of that glow, I think you could layer number 2 on top of 68, and I think it looks really pretty because I did that over here. And I think that's it. I love the Tom Ford winged eyeliner. Like I said, if you'd like to see that in action, it is really hard to film that. The application of a winged liner because of the setup of the camera, because you've got to get really close to a mirror or a magnified mirror, but I can do it. Let me know if you want me to figure out how to do that, but I feel like I'm just trying to find the best way for you to see what's going on there. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you saw that the red lip kind of just evens everything out on the skin. Maybe you didn't notice it, but I notice it when things are just a little bit off with the foundation. A red lip seems to fix everything. Please let me know if you have any questions, but if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.